You're listening to the Kennel Confidential podcast brought to you by the United Tree and Feist Association. I'm your host, David Riehle.
I'm your co-host, Chad Wagner.
Let's get into the episode. And we are back 322 days since our last episode, Chad.
It's been that long?
Honestly, I thought it felt a little bit longer. But I did double check. It's been 322 days, which is crazy that it's been almost a year. We did take a bit of a hiatus, and I'm not entirely sure how regular we'll be from here on out. We've kind of talked about some other, ideas, maybe going a little more video or something like that, but we'll get something ironed out between life requirements, life obligations, and trying to hunt ourselves and everything else.
But I guess I can say it's quality and not quantity with the guests we've got on today.
There you go. I like that. So we are going to come at y'all today with our top dog winner. We're going to just kind of get a little information out there about the top dog for those that maybe hadn't seen it on the United Tree and Feist Facebook page or that sort of thing. So I will give Chad a minute to go through that, just qualifying and the dogs that made it and that sort of thing.
So UTFA top dog was kind of put together kind of like a dog of the year, but not really. So there's some other programs out there for the curs and things like that we kind of wanted to offer something for the Feist as well. So in qualifying for top dog, all UTFA events that UTFA puts on, the classics and United Tree and Feist days and stuff like that, go into qualifying you for the top dog runoff. Wherever you place at in those hunts, determine the points you get. First place being 10 points and 10th place being 1. So that's kind of how you make it, and then we compile all the points at the end of the year and invite the top 9 dogs to come hunt. This year we had Wade Keith with Ozark Mini, Vance Plant with Plant's Rip and Robber, Owen Brayson with East Bully Chicory, Tim Perry, Chipman Ridge Roxanne, Casey Slyman with Slyman's Rock and Merle, Joni and Jeff Moore with Ellie Mae, David Riehle with Windy Ridge Stormy, Jamie McCarson with McCarson Smoke and Sage, and Chad Wagner with Cedarwood Bow. Of course, like anything else that you do, life, family, stuff gets in the way. So not everybody showed up. But we had a good showing. We had Owen with East Bully Chicory showed up. Jeff and Joni Moore with Ellie Mae. David Riehle with Windy Ridge Stormy. Jamie McCarson with McCarson Smoke and Sage. And myself with Cedarwood Bow. So we had 2 rounds. We had a 3-dog cast and a 2-dog cast early, and then we finished that up with a 2-dog final round. So without any further ado, I'll let Davin introduce our winner.
Yeah, and I guess one thing, too, that we maybe should have mentioned, too, left off the notes there, but this is the first UTFA cash prize hunt as well. It's a winner-take-all cash pot. This year, Mr. David Riehle, who we've got on the phone with us now, got to take home the first. As Chad said, there's only one first, so he got to take home the first top dog plaque and the first cash prize ever handed out by UTFA. Would that be correct, Chad?
It would be.
I figure so. So, David, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Well, have you come down from Cloud 9, or are you still floating?
Oh, no. I've come down. I'm proud of the dog, but I've come down.
Well, good deal. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, David, before we get too far into how last weekend went. Just give us a little background on what got you started with dogs.
Okay. Well, I'm 57. I live in Chillicothe, Ohio. I hunted coon dogs, English coon dogs, for 30 years, and kind of gave that up and went into some progressive pack beagles for a little while, and then my friends, the old coon hunting buddies, they started a squirrel hunters club and kept telling me I need to get involved, and So I called an old English buddy that I knew and asked him if he knew of any Feist, and he hooked me up with Stormy, and so she's the first one I had, and I'm new to these Feists, but I truly do enjoy them.
I did not know that Stormy was your first one.
Yeah. Well, I'd bought a couple other ones, but they didn't stay here, so she's the first one I bought and kept.
No wonder I can't get you to let her go.
That's right.
Well, how old is Stormy?
She just turned 7. I got her when she was 4. She came from Wayne Welford was the breeder. He's down in Mississippi, and my buddy Travis, he bought several dogs off of Wayne, and when I called him, he said, I got one that's not been hunted a whole lot, but if somebody would make her their main dog, give her 50 squirrels or so, I believe she'd be a good one. And so that's what happened. That's how I got her.
She is definitely a good one. I like following Stormy. I like watching her. What's her breeding like? Do you know? Or was she a great dog?
No. She's out of Brickyard's Odd and Legends Little Doe, which Odd goes back to Landron's Taz and Mississippi Mafia's Penny, which is another shot of Brickyard's or Boggs Creek Legend. So she's got 2 shots of Boggs Creek Legend, 2 shots of Kentucky Doe, Wallace's Doe. So she's I don't know that much about them. Like I said, I'm new to them, but what I've seen out of her, I like it.
You're not missing the Beagles or the Coon Dogs yet, huh?
Not at all. No. The Coon Dogs, yes, some, but I live in a paper mill town, and they've cut all the daggum timber around here. So these little Feists, I can hunt in a smaller place, and I don't have to do all that training. I'm not too worried about breaking one off a possum or running deer and all that stuff. So,
and your feed bill goes down.
Feed bill goes down, and my only regret right now is that I didn't get into the Feist 20 years ago.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next, was whether you, out of all 3 trials, you're into the Feist dogs right now, so obviously that's the favorite at the moment, but I didn't know which one of the trial formats you preferred.
This is by far my favorite, for a couple of reasons. It's I don't know. Luckily, so far, it hasn't seemed too overly serious, but the group of people when I've been to these hunts have been the friendliest group of people that I've encountered. Ever since I started into them, no one's acted like they were better than I was. They just came up, introduced themselves. It's been a real enjoyable time. Great group of people has run these Feist dogs.
Yeah, I always like when you Ohio guys travel. I hadn't made the commitment to travel y'all yet, but I always like when y'all travel down. I'll have to get even one of these days, I guess, and head to y'all.
Right.
The worst part about going up there is you might get run over by a bunch of motorcycles in Chillicothe.
They don't have that anymore, Chad. It moved.
It moved.
Yeah, it moved. They moved it probably 3-4 years ago. They moved it.
What was it?
No, they had a rally up there.
Oh, I got you.
Easy Rider Rodeo.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, he passed away a couple of years ago. Was the owner and publisher of Roadhawk magazine, and he used to come down to the shop and give out magazines and everything. And that's a connection I guess that I had with Chillicothe, is just through him.
Learn something every day.
Yeah, it was here for a long time, but they did away with it.
Do you miss it? I always wonder about the locals with stuff like that. Do you miss it, or are you glad it's gone?
I don't care that it was here. It didn't bother me. They never bothered me, and they rode around, did their thing, and they didn't bother me. None made money for the community, so I think it was a good thing. But I think our local law enforcement said it was becoming an issue, so that's why it left.
I got you. See, down here in Paducah, West Kentucky, they do that big quilt show every year. People come from all over the world. And you talk about make me crazy. Good night. I don't know how someone hadn't been run over yet. People everywhere crossing streets, don't know which way the traffic's flowing, and it gets nuts in Paducah. I just stay away from it.
Well, make some money though.
Back to the hunt. Who you ended up drawing that with the first round?
Owen. I drew out with Owen and Chicory. I think Stormy had 3 squirrels that we saw on the outside, and I don't know, 300 circle or something like that.
It was pretty tough. A lot of timbering squirrels this weekend. Still a lot of leads. It got pretty warm in the afternoon. The morning was nice though.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank who my judge was, but he put us in a pretty good spot there. Donald Barnes is who it was, and he put us in a great spot. So we had a really good cast. Owen's a top-notch fella. Donald's top-notch. So it was a good time.
Yeah, I was glad and surprised to see that Owen made the trip. I was happy to see that.
I don't know who travels farther, us or him. I don't know who's farther away.
I think he's 10 hours.
Well, he said it took him 10, but it's actually only 8.
Oh, okay.
That's what he told me. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to leave that on here, too, for Owen to hear.
It's definitely 8 for us.
Well, so you made it out of that first round with Owen and ended up on the final cast with Jamie McCarson and Sage. And Sage she's been successful in the UTFA hunts. She's, I think she's won Tree and Feist days 2 years in a row. And I judged her and Merle on I guess that was semifinal of the world last year. And Sage is a good dog. She trees fast, trees loud, hammers them out. I've always been impressed with Sage. So you did have a tough draw on that, and you had some tough weather on top of that. I think it was, I don't know, what was it, about 90 probably whenever we went out that afternoon?
It sure felt like it was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So to get into that round a little bit, which I was there, but for those listening that weren't there, how did that last final round go?
Well, I think right out of the truck, Stormy pecked around on a couple trees, and then Sage just bombed one. I mean, she came treed hard to the left, and they were split. And on the way to her, I treed Stormy. We didn't find either one of those squirrels. I think we were both circled up there. And then I don't know if the next tree, Chad, maybe you can remember, is that the one where they timbered a little bit? Was that the next tree, or did we have one between there?
No, that was the very next tree. Had that Stormy treed first, and then Sage come in. I'll let you tell the rest of it because you were sweating.
that was an interesting tree.
Yeah, so I know as we were going in, it's obvious that Sage was timbering. We got in there, and Stormy had stayed at the tree where she had treed, and Sage had rolled down over the bank. Jamie said, here it goes, and then in the leaves, and Chad ran over there trying to see it, but I don't know, by the time he got over there, the tree tops had quit moving. So we searched 2 trees there and didn't find either squirrel, is the way I remember that going down there. And I even asked you, I said, what happens here? And you kind of explained it to me. So, and then I think we each made a couple more dens.
Yeah, so that one in UKC rules, Sage went down through there. You could obviously tell she was timbering a squirrel, but the judge had never seen the squirrel, so that tree has to be deleted. And Jamie had the option of retreeing his dog, so he did. And we came back up. Of course, had to search Stormy first because it was the first one treed. Then went down to Sage, and it was done and gone. We couldn't find either squirrel by then.
Lots of beating and shaking on that one.
Yeah, and it was so hot, all that beating, I was just about done. And, I'm glad we did choose. We chose to make it an hour hunt, which I'm glad we did, because I think the dogs were both hot at the end of the hunt. Stormy runs warm anyhow, so yeah, they were both hot. And then the next tree, I think I treed first, right, Chad, and we went in there and.
Yeah, you had first tree. They were 12 steps apart, so it was the same tree. So, we searched in there. Way the dogs were acting, I think they seen a couple more squirrels than we did, but just timbering around. But that tree was circled too.
And then Well, I mean, it's kind of blurred, but I believe Stormy treed and then Jamie treed sage below us, and we went in there and I think you saw the squirrel just before I did in that tree.
Yeah, I seen it right before it jumped, and soon it hit that other limb. You and Davin both seen it.
Yeah.
Then went back. It was split treed then, so went back and searched Sage's tree. She had treed after yours, so we searched hers, and that was a circle tree.
And that left us about 2 minutes. Is that what I remember?
Yeah, we had 2.5 minutes left in the hunt when that tree was over.
And we recut, and Stormy went behind us and fell treed again in there, and the time was going, and I asked Chad, I said, with about 30 seconds, I said, can we? And I could tell in the look on his face, he was like, no way are you going to tree your dog. And I wasn't. I was just asking, can we walk that way? And because Sage was coming up the hillside towards her, and I thought, man, this is, if I have to, I'm going to. But luckily the time ran out and I didn't have to, and that's the way it went out. So.
Man, that would have been real interesting. if Sage would have found her one on the way. And I think it was like 10 seconds. I remember looking at the timer. I think it was like 10 seconds left. That'd have made it real interesting after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd heard a lot of good things about Sage, and they were all true. Powerful little tree dog that is treed fast. Really impressed with her. So, and Jamie's a super good guy. Treated me super good. I enjoyed hunting with him.
Yeah, I always make it a habit when I hear a dog barking. I've automatically got my finger on the button, and so I was waiting for something to be said, and wasn't expecting, but I was waiting. And then when you said can, it took me a second for my brain to register it wasn't tree. And I'm sure my eyes were pretty big because I'm like, what is he doing? But I would have started to watch if I'd heard a tree. But I'm kind of glad you didn't. I think we both had a heart attack.
Yeah, well, it was so hot I didn't want to have to leave my parent more than we did. So, but really enjoyed that hunt. Well put on, well, like I said, good group of people. As I've had with all the hunts I've been to, I've never been in any real arguments, and I've had a great time at most of these hunts, and I'm lucky that I got some friends here that like to travel, so we get to make it to majority of the bigger hunts. Yeah,
and y'all put on quite a few yourself up there in Paint Valley. How many hunts do y'all usually have a year?
Well, we hold 7, and then Mountain Feist UMFA holds 1, which we're getting ready to have that this weekend. And then there's a club over here. Stormy was the 2024 Ohio State champion as well. She won that over in Ohio, over at I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the club, but they have some over there too. So we can run a few, get 14 hunts in here, maybe 15 if another club has theirs, and then I think we're going to have a UTFA Classic this year as well. So.
Yeah, and that's on the list as a qualifying event, the Ohio Classic.
Yeah, this year is really a good year for UTFA Classics. I'm a little excited about that. We added Ohio, Missouri, which it's already gone, but Tennessee too. So we added 3 more classics than I've been
and
used
Mississippi.
To. Oh yeah, Mississippi too. Yeah.
So that's 4.
Yep, I think, which I've only been following along for, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 years now. I think it's always pretty well been the Kentucky Classic, I think, hasn't it?
Oh, several years ago we had a Georgia Classic, but yeah, for the most part it's been Kentucky and Kentucky Classic and Tree and Feist East.
Yeah, and that worked out real good with the Top Dog event because it, when this idea was kind of born later in the year, and the board decided to go ahead and figure out who would have made it last year and send out the invitations and squeeze one in. So this year's kind of a special year. It was held in September just to squeeze it in and kind of get the Top Dog event rolling and out there and make people aware of it. But it will be in April going forward. So we're kind of going to turn around in a few months and do another one.
Well, let me straighten this out just a little bit. So UTFA decided it was going to do a Top Dog, and Davin got so excited about it, he put the list together from last year and pushed it out, and we approved to go ahead and do it. But yeah, this next year we're planning on our last hunt will be in February. Our last classic will be in February. So we're hoping to get everything compiled, get the invitations out, and do this next year's in April.
I'll tell you, that format, I liked it. I like the fact that I've never been a big fan of a money hunt, but the fact that it was an invitational money hunt, it just didn't seem like there was quite as much pressure. And I like the Top Dog, the way it's set up and how you earn it, probably better than I do the Dog of the Year. That's just my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that. I was talking to a gentleman the other day about it, and when you talk to people about money hunts, I think more often than not on the Feist side of things, most people don't want to do money hunts, and it kind of goes back a lot to gambling. And I think that's what most people don't like about it. But and that's why on the Top Dog, there is no, once you get an invitation, there is no entry fee. So it's not like you're gambling your money. It's just you come and win it, but it don't cost you anything but getting here, just another hunt to win it. So I think that takes maybe the gambling aspect out of it.
That's exactly how I felt about it. Yep, you nailed it.
And we kind of saw it as a good way, as it's kind of like a give back hunt, to the people that, I mean, I didn't make the list and I made several hunts last year, but the people that put the time in to make it to our events and support our events and support the club and that sort of thing, it's, to be able to have a cash prize give back to the people that put the time into their dogs and also put the time into our events. Well, that's kind of the way we saw it. It's not a four-wheeler, it's not a pickup truck, but it's enough, I think y'all went out to eat pizza, right? And you got to buy. So
that's right.
So
that's right.
It's enough to cover some cost if you have to travel down from Ohio or travel up from Mississippi or that sort of thing. So I do appreciate the compliments on it, Dave, and I'm glad you came down. And
well, I didn't think I was going to, and I'll be honest with you, Chris, my friend Chris Posey, he's a wheel man. He likes to drive, and he said, dude, you may never get invited to this thing again. We got to go. And so he talked us into it, and we came, and I'm sure glad we did. So,
well, good deal. So Chris earned that piece of pizza you bought him, then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he earned it. Yeah. Yeah. I got some lucky there. I got a couple good friends, and Chris and Terry Wilt, they're there, So we kind of always go these hunts together, and hopefully they win. Last year at the World Hunt, I drew Chris the first round and Terry the second, and that was just awful.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Isn't it funny when you travel like that? You always seem to draw the people you travel with.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting ready to say. Y'all travel all the way to Indiana just to draw each other. Both rounds, right?
Yeah.
First, you got right. An Ohio guy the first and second round, didn't you?
Yeah. That was bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah, luck of the draw.
I hate to say this, but I really like it when Terry comes. That's a treat for me because there's not very many people out there shorter than I am. So with Terry standing there, I kind of understand how everybody else feels about me.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. Well, Dave, congrats on the Top Dog. But before we let you go here, tell us a little bit. You got anything else coming behind it? Is Stormy retired? You gonna keep pushing her? What's your plans?
I'm just going pleasure hunter. I've been waiting 2 years on her to come in heat. I haven't had much luck there. I've been trying some different things, but no luck. But I've got a young plow Cloud Junior dog that that's what I plan on campaigning this year. He's got all the tools. When I pleasure hunt him, he does everything I want him to do, and he's a good-looking dude at that. And then I've got a pup off a pig and Chris Posey's Ivy female that I'm trying to get started. So I got my hands full, but that's what I got coming up.
Yeah, I like Ivy too. I told Chris, me and him were talking after we got back on the cast, and Ivy's just one that I guess has left my brain, and but I do like Ivy. She's a pretty nice dog.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't been around too many of these Feists, and from what I've been told, I kind of lucked into Stormy because she hunts hard, and is really independent, and Ivy's the same way, so I guess I've gotten kind of lucky in the 3 Feists I've got, or the 2 Feists for sure, that do a pretty good job.
That's all it takes is a little luck.
Well, and I hunt 5 nights a week if I can, so, yeah.
That'd be nice. I got too many rugrats. I got to get some kids old enough to help me pack the squirrels out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be nice
you
getting
can forget that.
Oh, my oldest, man. She's something, isn't she? She's always going to go till the night before, and then it's, no, maybe next time. If I had $1 for every time I heard next time, I'd be able to fund the Top Dog pot next year.
I've got 2 boys that if I could ever, they've handled for me a little bit. They do real good in handling. They just don't want to do what it takes to get a dog ready to get up there to handle.
Well, I've been there too.
It takes a lot of, I think it takes a lot of walking there. I tried when I started. I tried to train one like I did a coonhound pup, and it's a different style of training. You can't, you're not dragging hides and using roll cages and that kind of business. And I think it's them pups just have to get the right circumstances, and that day when they click, then it's on. And you just have to keep putting them in the woods to find that day when they click.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a pup, and you and I have talked about that a little bit, Dave, getting a pup coming behind Lemon, but I don't know. My in-laws got a cur puppy right now. He's probably, 3-4 months old, somewhere in there. And I'll go out there and hunt a little bit, and I'll mess with this puppy for him some. And I was reminded the other day just how much I don't love the puppy face. So, I don't know. It may be another couple of years before I get one coming behind Lemon.
They're tough. Yep. Chad's probably got something you can hunt for him.
No, yeah, I've only got 4 that I need to get started this year.
There you go.
Well, Dave, we appreciate it. If you want to give a Paint Valley plug real quick, I know that you said you got a hunt coming up this weekend. What would your hunt after this UMFA Ohio Classic? Have y'all got one shortly after that, or is there any dates you want to plug?
Yeah, I think we have another one on maybe the 20th of October. We've had 2 already. This year is a little too warm. I don't know if we're going to have them in September again next year, but if somebody around Ohio is listening here and want to come out to our club, we'd be more than happy to have you. And so we hold UKC hunts, and it's just a good time. I think most people come there, Lee thinks it's a nice club to come to. So
yeah, sure enough, good people up there anyway.
Appreciate that.
Yep. So all that can be found, I guess, on the as far as the details, dates, and that sort of thing. Just check out the UKC Feist squirrel hunt schedule. Or do y'all have y'all have a Facebook page too? Yeah, you could.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yep. Paint Valley Squirrel Hunters. It's on Facebook, and we sell some hats. Matter of fact, I saw you wearing one down there this weekend.
I like that
appreciate
hat. Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, no problem. I always like a good hat.
Yep. We have hats, and we even have some shirts we try to sell. So, if somebody wants one, we got one. So.
All right. Well, Dave, I appreciate you letting us get you on the phone for a half hour here at 9:45 at night your time.
That's all right.
Just wanted to touch on your big win there, being the first Top Dog, and learn a little bit about you, a little bit about Stormy, and when people get on Facebook and see you winning next time, then they'll know who you are.
Okay. Well, I thank you both, and you put on a good hunt. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Appreciate it.
That.
Congratulations, Dave.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.